peeps, so I thought I'd come back for a bit because I'm in here anyway. I thought I might as well have a little chat. You might be wobbly because you're hanging on something. I'm having a cup of coffee in the Kilted Goth mug I got off the Kilted Goth. Cheers, Trevor. Oh, my finger's still a bit sore from before. Which the point is as well, I slipped on, you know, these Himalayan salt. This is a tea light holder, you know, still wet. You put your tea light in and they glow like, they just look like fire. They're just really pretty, warm glow. Is it doing it again? But what you've got to be careful of these is, it was in here and it was on like, I've chucked it in the bin actually. It was on like a wooden placemat, you know, for your cup, a coaster. But the wood was very natural. It wasn't, didn't have coating on it. It was very natural wood, porous. And I remember someone saying, or on something, that do not place these on wood. I think if it's porous and it's not been glazed with something or got a coating of something on, even that I'd still be careful, I think. Mind you saying that, one of these is on my fireplace and that's not, you know, open wood as in the grain's open and there's nothing on it. And I forgot, but it's not ever done it. Did it once before. And I came in the room today and I was like, because it's been raining, I thought, why is there a wet patch on the floor? I thought, oh my God, what's going on? And it was underneath this, and then this was all wet. And apparently if you put it on wood like that, it just, the wood draws the water out of the salt. So there was a puddle. And I was like, oh my God. So if you have got these, or if it's ever happened, you'll know, if you're ever getting them, don't put them on wood. That's, you know, left natural. So I've got another coaster here and it's ceramic. So I'm putting it on that now, learnt a lesson. And that's what I slipped on, waxed me light over, it's working, I've checked it, and then sliced my finger on the metal bit on the lamp. Yeah, but just finishing someone's order. This is Helen's. Ooh, I'm not showing you too much. Ooh. And they really sparkle, these, when the lights are down. So I think, I forgot before when I was talking, I think I started a bit of conversation and then went off on something. But what I've been trying to say, obviously I've been saying, you know, I want to make this part of my life, making stuff for people as well, because I try and advertise on here, and I don't mean to be like pushing it in people's faces, it's just that I do need to advertise a little bit to show people what I do, and on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. And that's very tiring in itself if you've ever tried to do it, like, you know, just letting people know what you do as well, whether they just like your stuff or do stuff, or I don't know if they do or they don't, just getting your stuff out there as well. It's very tiring to be constantly being on that one, being on that one, being on this one, making stuff, looking after your kids, trying to get your other bit of jobs together, because nails, I just like, nails has come from crafting. But I this is what I was going to say on Positive, I keep saying Positive Wednesday and Happy Soul Sunday, so I'll sort of do it now, while I'm having a tea break, coffee break, is I sat there the other day when I was tired and I thought, every job I've been in, I can't say every job, I've been in near enough the same job. I've always worked with kids, I've always worked in a nursery. And then for years, since I was 19, I've worked in a nursery. Up until about, I don't know if it was 4 or 5 years ago, got made redundant. It was just only, hang on a minute. Oh, I can't even remember what I was talking about then. My dad's just rang and we were just having a bit of discussion what's going on in Las Vegas. And sorry, but I don't really watch the news. I've caught snippets of someone I was talking to the other day, someone I'm chatting to, and just things where I think, what, you know, and I'm not getting into that anyway, because the government and that, I don't believe what half the government say anywhere in the world, because, you know, my thoughts on stuff like that. Anyway, so I can't even remember what I was saying. I think I was saying, oh, Helen, but, yeah, oh yeah, so I was thinking the other day, yeah, so I was at nurseries and this, that and the other, and I thought, why did I get into, like, I've always worked with kids, But I remember the thing why I got into working with kids and why I want to do nails. And I thought, what is it? And it all goes back to, where is it? What have I done with it now? Oh, I keep putting things down and not knowing where they are. I know it's down, oh, it's here. Like I said before, love what you do. Love what you do what you love. It was to do with art. And I know it sounds mad. I didn't get a good art exam at school because I had half of me exam work missing because my mum threw it in the bin. And I did say this in a post ages ago. Say, I think I left school in 93. Say you're supposed to have 9 pieces of work up. I only had 7, so didn't get marked on the rest of it because mine was in the bin because my mum thought, oh, what's this? Oh, she don't need it anymore, put it in the bin. And so obviously through the years from working at nurseries, I went to college 3 years to learn about childcare and then worked in nurseries because I knew that when I went on a work experience working with kids, you do a lot of arty-farty things with kids, with all the other stuff you do with them, but you do a lot of arty-farty, you know, painting and bits and bobs, and I love all that side of things. And then coming back to nails is because I see it a bit like an art, you know, when I've had more extravagant nails on than this, but you can put glitters in, you can paint on them, you can stamp on them. Probably what you can do on paper, you can do on your nails, and I see that as arty. And I was thinking the other day, so the thing that I love is, it's not necessarily nails, even though I do like my nails to be done and I'm not normally like this. But like I said, because I've been picking at little things with putting things together with what I'm making, I've ruined my nails. So I'm going to cut them short and do them and have them a little bit short for a little bit because these are my actual nails, this length, but I've snapped them too. So I'm going to cut them down till Christmas, I think. And it's art that I love doing. It's the art that gives me joy. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'll finish my nail course and I'll do that. And maybe I could do half and half. There's plans that I've got now in my head and I'm thinking, I love making people happy. And I love, I don't know what you think of me on here, but I like to make people laugh and like just enjoy what I'm waffling on about, even though I always say I don't think it makes sense. I make sense in my head about the things that I do and I believe in, and I'm not very good at getting it out. I know what I mean myself and I know how I feel about things, and I try to sort of explain what I mean, but I think through my artwork, I'm not saying, oh yeah, I've been to uni or you know, went to college and do that. I think the more I do it, like I've had all these mad ideas, the more I'll get better at it, and I love it, and I want to share it with people, as in selling my artwork in different ways of different things, but in a way that it gives other people enjoyment and help as well. So I think I'm going to go down the lines of, I've made journals every now and again and I'm really getting into it, so that's the main, I think, signature thing that I'm going to be doing is journals, but I think I'm going to be doing little things that go with it, like kits and stuff that help you, but help you more in a positive way, or if it just makes you smile because you think it's cute and whatever, it helps you that way. But yeah, I think I've just got ideas about that. So I'm still going to be making bits of jewellery and little bits of stuff, but I think my main thing is my lovely different journals that I'm going to be bringing out with different themes and stuff, and then little maybe kits that go with it and bits of little, like, because I don't know if people know, I don't really want to show this too much because Helen might be watching this. I like to leave it as a bit of a surprise as well, but these little books, I'm not picking it up and showing you, but they have 2 elastics in, because if Helen is watching this, I'll just show you, because some people might get it and think, no, I don't know what to do with this type of one. This is like a little notebook one. It's not one of the fancy journals. It's for you to write in, or you can draw in it, or just writing notes down. But it's got 2 in. It's got 2 that fit in it, and the third one fits in the middle by putting the 2. I will do a video on this so you can see properly, but I'll put it on Soul Creations for if anyone orders these, they know what to do. The 2 covers, the front and the back, the ones in the middle, you put them together with elastic bands. You just wrap them around the top, because these have got tags on top, you do have to be careful and just wrap them around gently. So basically you get a third notebook that you can put in the middle. So you can just have the 2, but if you want to carry, you can take the middle one out and just carry 2 around and stuff some things in the middle. But if you want to carry 3 around, because one you might use for journaling about stuff. The third one you might use for your accounts. The second one, sorry, the third one you might use for addresses and things. You can use them how you want to use them. You can stick stickers in them, do what you want with them, but it holds the third one in the middle, if you know what I mean. But when you're writing in them, you don't have to write in the book. You can take them out of the elastics and then write and then put it back in. It'll be a bit thinner if you take the third one out, but you can use it with just two in. And you can, and yeah, and then if you, you could put just a chocolate. And I will be making the inserts as well, different ones, so you can repurchase them, or you can buy ones in shops, but if they fit these, you can put them in, or if you see some pretty ones that I've made, you can purchase them. But I think it's just things like that, because there's a big thing I'm going to have to talk about on, I think I'm doing my friend's nails tomorrow, sometime this week. I won't say when, because I've said that thing of like, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, definitely on this day. So there's just something magical about writing in any type of journal, whether it's one you've brought off me, one you've brought in a shop somewhere, or one you've, you know, even if it's just like a notebook form thing. Something magical about writing in journals to look back on as well, and keeping track of things. There's something magical about it where I have got something to talk about actually that happened today, but I will talk about that this week sometime. I don't know when yet, because I've got a few things going on with a few busy bits this week, but I definitely will do it this week. I don't know when, I won't say just yet, but something that I got given today and I was like, no way. And it was to do with the one I've got of this. I was trying to use it into writing as a sort of what do you call it, law of attraction, ask, believe, receive book. So when you're asking it, but write it down so you're remembering. And something, I don't know if I wrote it in or I was going to write it in and I haven't, but it's happened. So I will talk about that. It happened today, and at first I didn't think, and then I was like, oh my god, it's what I wanted, but it's like 2 in 1 sort of thing. And then I noticed something else, and I was like, so I will tell you about that on a Witchy Ways this week at some point. But the thing is about my journals, you know, I'm making them handmade. Even the books, the notebooks that go inside, are handmade, as in I cut all the papers down, I stitched them all in, and that's what takes me a lot of time. It can be very tiring. I love it, it can be very tiring. Like the other day I did something, it took me a whole day to do, to try and get it out. I mean all day from morning till later on, to cut it all down, do this, do that. It took a whole day to do one. And like I said, it's only me on my own, I'm not a factory, I'm just a mum. So, you know, appreciate if you do get one of my books. But I'm coming up with a design. I'm going to show you. I keep saying him, but it's her. Or is it her? It could be a her or a him. And we might put... See, I'm saying he. I don't think it's a her. A him or a her, or maybe there'll be two. I don't know, but I've designed this. So it's going up now as I've designed it. I have designed it. You might have seen, I think I've shown it on some of my things. The other day, I was in bed the other morning and it just came to me and I thought, oh, I just love it. So it's going to come part as a journal thing in the end as well. It will be in some journal kits. It might come this year maybe on a form of a few Christmas cards and things, because I'm going to try and design a few bits for Christmas if anyone's interested. And then in next year it's going to come in quite big. Especially if you're a bit, you know, on the witchy persuasion. But he's cute anyway if you like cats. Yeah, it's a he. I keep saying a he, but I keep meaning it to be a she, but maybe it's a he. Because I thought the name was quite girly, but maybe it's not. Because I've got a friend who's got a cat called this name, and I'll ask her, I think I'm seeing her tomorrow, if hers is a girl or a boy, but I think it's a girl. But anyway, I'm bringing this, and I'm showing this on here now as my idea. My drawing. It's called Luna Kitty. It is a water painting. You probably can't see in this light, but Luna, like the moon, and then it's got a crescent moon on its head because it's a bit witchy, witch's cat, a little bell and a bow, and that is my design. That's going to be coming soon. I'm not putting no pressure on myself because I'm doing everything and I've got loads of things in my mind. all these ideas that are flooding out, and that's what I think. That's why I'm thinking, oh my God, it is art. Is this what I want to do to make others happy and put little cutesy things out there for people? And it is the main thing. I think I'm going to be doing is journaling, making journaling covers and books and notebooks and ephemera to go with the matching things and all sorts of different things, along with other stuff. But I think that's my clinch. Is it clinch? Lynch? I don't know what you call it. It's going to be one of my things, because there's something magical about me making something for people to buy that I know is nice to look at and stuff. And I do like to put them in my room where my altar is and put like crystals on them to put good vibes on them as well as you're receiving them. And it's like when I first came on here, because Cheryl, if you still watch me, Cheryletti, I've still got your cards that you sent me all that time ago when I made you a bracelet. I've still got them on my pinboard thing up there. I'll probably incorporate these into one of my books as well, just to keep, you know, I can't remember now. There's one of the ones you wrote inside. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars, which is very true. Pink, because I love pink. But I don't know, I'm getting shivers now. It's just, that's what I thought the other day. I thought, oh, when I went working with children and the nails, it's because of art. It's because I've always crafted all my life. As in, I've always made little bits and bobs for me, even if they were just for myself, and I've made my mum little gifts over the years and friends little gifts over the years, you know, not to buy, I've just gifted them, because you can, you know, if you're not selling stuff, you can make things just because you like crafting to give to friends, or you're making them for birthday presents and stuff like that. It gives you a lot of joy, it gives me a lot of joy, gives me a lot of joy to just make things anyway. And it's always been there in my heart, and in a sense it's a bit like being a kid as well, because when you were younger, you used to make things and be a bit more arty and imagine things and used to draw things. Well, if you did, most kids did, you know, draw things out of your imagination and sort of escape into drawing magical things or whatever you were into, because they were real, because you were drawing them, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I'm hoping to go big on the front of that, really. You know, I'm not got to believe in myself, really, and I hope that the things that I'm putting out at the minute, the things that people have ordered, they might think they're lovely, and I do, but hopefully over time I'll get better and better, and them things will get better and better, and I'll be able to get other bits where it'll help me. But the good thing is about my stuff is, just put them back up there. When I'm designing something, what's going to be unique to me at the minute anyway, if I ended up doing hundreds of orders and had to get a printer or something, maybe it'd be different, but you know, I'm not selling hundreds of orders at the minute. But you know, if I do a card or maybe bits of ephemera, because this will take time as well, the drawings and things will be what do you call it, like genuine drawings. They're not prints of them. Like if I do a card, some cards I'm going to design will have this cat on, they'll all be hand painted, drawn and painted, not printed. If people seem to like some of the stuff I'm doing, and maybe a couple of people more order stuff or something, maybe there's a few things I'll have to print out, but I am going to try and do, you know, paintings that are original, and you'll get the original, you know, little, you know, whatever, if you sort of understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just this week come to me, and it made me feel quite emotional, because I thought that's what it is, you know, all this time for years and years, that's what it is. It's not necessarily, this sounds awful, it's not necessarily because I wanted to work with kids. I enjoyed working with kids, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, and I wouldn't have done it for that long, because I'm 40 now, and it was since I was 19 till only when I had Finn, and he's 2 years old, I stopped. It's art. It's always been crafty, arty. I'm not saying I'm a top artist, I'm just saying the things I like to put out I like. Some people might not like them, some people might, but it's the arty side that, so I have a passion, I've got to do something about it, and I think if people love it and it makes them happy too, even if it's just a small little group that would like my stuff. And I want to go on the lines of making these as well, where I'm going to set out like a an uplifting sort of ones where it might have prompts and things in it for you to uplift you and remind you to do stuff. And there's loads of different things, but my ideas out of my head that just keep coming, you know, and I'm just loving it. So, and though it takes me time and I do get tired, I love it, even though, you know, sometimes I can sit and get naffed off with something because something's gone wrong or I've had to restart again, and that is it. Because some people, they might think, you know, oh God, it doesn't take long to make that. No, if you're hand drawing something from scratch and painting it, and someone wants a couple of them, or orders, you've got to sit there and do that. It takes a long time. Cutting all your papers down to different sizes, making this for that, sewing that, and doing this. It takes time. Like I said, it's just me doing it. I haven't got a production team, so, you know, I don't know if you understand what I mean, but yeah, because you have got to love what you do, and I just think that is what it is. It's creating and using. I think I'd hate it if I couldn't create, like, because when I was with kids I could create, because, you know, I'd get people going, oh Janine, can you draw this? And, you know, you'd get the kids to do their arty pictures, and Halloween might be coming up, or Christmas, and you'd be thinking of ideas, you know, like the normal, like handprints and a face in the middle and a red nose, that's Rudolph, and his antlers are the hands, you know, all that sort of stuff. And you'd be doing stuff for different seasons and different holidays. You'd be, you know, printing stuff out for kids. I'd be drawing stuff up, printing them off, and very arty like that. And one time at nursery I worked at, they got me to paint the toilets, and I had to put butterflies and ladybirds all over it, and to make, because the kids used to get the nappies changed in there, so it was inviting to them. So I've always been acknowledged for being, not saying I'm fantastic at it, but always been acknowledged for being a bit arty, and like, be like, oh Janine, can you write this out, or can you design this, or what can we do for this, or, and I used to love it. So at the age of 40 I've only just realised what it is that I actually love to do. So I've got to do it, because you've got to love what you do and do what you love, and I do. So I'll see you later, and look out for my new ideas coming in. Could you let me know what you think of Luna? Luna, girl, boy, whatever. It doesn't have to be any gender really, does it? It's just what you want it to be. But yes, watch out for Luna, my little creation, and some other loads of creations that I've just got my brains just, like I said, I've just been taken over by a creative fairy, and I don't know what's going on. But if anyone does get any of my orders, please appreciate the time and effort and love that's gone into it. And I know Helen mentioned on here before, because you've had some of my stuff, and I know you appreciate it. And like I said, hopefully I'll get better with things. Sometimes it's good because you might make things and then realise, oh, actually there's a better way of doing that because that didn't work, or maybe that's better if you put this because it'll last longer and stuff like that. But I think that's a thing in anybody's job, especially in creating whatever, paintings, whatever it is, jewellery, anything, you know, you learn as you go along. So yeah, just let me know if that made sense. And have you realised there's things, you know, I don't mean art-wise, it could be anything, it could be exercising, or I don't know, just things that I've only just realised at the age of 40. Like, that's what it's been all this time. It's not that I wanted to work with kids necessarily, or the nails, even though I love nails, it's the art side of it, the creativity that goes into it. If any of you have seen some of my nail designs, you'll know what I mean. That's what it is. And I'm just like, I can't say I wish my mum hadn't chucked this stuff away at school, and maybe I would have got a good enough grade to go, maybe I would have gone to college or whatever and done art, and I sort of wish I had. But then again, art to me is like, yeah, you can go and do art, you know, go uni to do this because you have to learn certain things, but also it can come from just doing it and being it. I don't need in my mind a certificate to say that I'm an artist or whatever. I'm an artist in my own right of what I create. It's creating, you know? So, yeah, let me know what you think, and see you soon. Bye.